The postman. Four pillars of crippin'. The bam. City, hood, click. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Lock the door on him. Lock the door on him. Hood postman. Hood postman. Reporting live. Reporting live. This the hood postman, come and check the program. You ain't from the streets, this is something you should know, man. Running from police, gotta grip the whip with both hands. Speeding down the interstate, please do not approach him. 40s in the fridge, got the caddy in the driveway. Get all out of my face, I don't wanna violate. Looked up in the mirror and I told myself, why wait? We took this shit worldwide, you only in 5 states. Came from the four corners with my 4 quarters. Showed them the style, then they stole on us. Times got wild, then they told on us. Dog, it was hard, but we had to keep it rolling. You ain't gotta ask, you know where to find me. I be in the back streets where it get grimy. It's just me and Mel, Rennie looking bride D. I be going hard till I'm in the 5 C's. Know the vibes. I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides. I ain't never had to tell a lie. Let's ride. Know the vibes. I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides. I ain't never told them no lie. Let's ride. Hood postman. 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 Hood postman.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Ghouls. I am Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it's going to feel like it's the first hit. It's not a glamorization, not a glorification. It's always an education. Get on the bus, let me and Bam take you to school. You can go anywhere in the world, get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. And the truth you shall see. Shout out to the Bam. What's going on to the Bam?
What's up, Belly Bill? How you living? How you living? How you living?
I'm living, man. I appreciate you stopping by, man. It's always a pleasure and an honor when you drop into the mail room and drop them jewels, brother.
Thank you,
But
man.
let me say this before we get started, man. Damu and Kiwi, well, I want y'all to listen, man. Life can be encompassed by a wide range of experiences and aspirations and pursuits. Instead of including ourselves in this limited culture that we call this game banging, you know, let's keep an open mind because we can find purpose and fulfillment in various aspects of life. You know, there's relationships, there's family, there's love, there's creativity, there's intellectual pursuits and personal achievements. You know, there's so many things. Helping others and making positive. You know, inspirational impact, having an impact on society that is just profound to our culture. You know, I think we should, let's not get into the overindulgence of gang banging or putting each other out there. The streets are undefeated. But we here to talk with the Bam today. The Bam got some special, because I saw Bam, I saw earlier, right? Consolidated Crip, organization with revolutionary philosophy. What does that mean?
That we was about blackness, man. We kept it crippin', but we was about our skin color and our race. That we knew black wasn't the choice, crippin' was the choice, but we kept it crippin'. Suma said it best on an interview with you. I was gonna keep it crippin' by any means necessary. And we kept it crippin', but we was just for our blackness. We wasn't gang bangers no more. We was gangsters. We was revolutionaries. Right. We was freedom fighters, man. That's the difference. That's what a lot of people don't get. They looked at
Go ahead. No, that's why I wrote. Go ahead, man.
No, go on.
No, that's why I'm saying. That's why I wrote the pillars. The pillars are the cornerstones to a structure. Will provide a solid foundation, and that's the reason why I put Suma. I put Big Ant. I put Marcellus Robinson in there, and also I got my guy Herron in there because these guys right here, they broke the way for the rest of the young Crips that was going to be entering the prison. These guys made it for a softer landing versus had you just had to just went in there and they had not prepared that table. They had not prepared that was those water fountains, those areas, and because the prisons are divided up, whether we like it or not, they're divided up. But there's certain rules that has to be applied, and there's certain metrics that will happen to make these applies stick firmly. So those 4 guys, when it came to the level 4, those guys was the guys. Am I right or wrong, Bam?
Shit. Big Herron was the man on level 3. Shit. Big Herron, listen to me. Marcellus and Suma and them all started on the level 3 yard. When they first went to prison, Suma, when he went to prison, he started at Soledad. Herron started at Tracy. Marcellus started at Soledad. Ant went to Tracy from YA. On the YA number. Then he came back and started at the level 4. But what now? I just want to, won't nobody misconstrue something. These people we talking about outside of Compton for other Crips, they impacted some people's lives, some other Crip sets as well as Damu sets, right? Help to grow. But when it came to CC Riders, Compton Crip, Herron, Marcellus, Suma, and Ant, right? They set a standard for Compton Crips on how to conduct themselves in prison. And a lot of people might misconstrue that. We can't help it because people use their head for more than a hat rack. So let me, you know what I'm saying? But man, I like that. I need one of them, brother Bill. I need one of them. But anyway, they set a high bar of expectations and standards on the conduct, on how Compton Crips must conduct themselves in prison. And it's other Crips that did that for their individually sets. Cutes, Scarry, Jabari, James Miller, Russell Capers, Pretty Tony, you know what I'm saying? Cats like that. They set a standards for what it was going. This is how a Compton Crip, this is how Hoover, this is how East Coast, this is how A-Trade, this is how we must conduct ourselves with 60. And when it came to Compton, I'm speaking for me. When it came to Compton Crip, I had Herron in me, I had Marcellus in me, I had Suma in me, and I had Herron, but I had a whole lot of Big Ant. I had a whole lot of Suma in me, but I had all of them. It was one thing I couldn't master that Herron had, I wish I had.
What is that, Bam?
That I can catch more bees with honey than with vinegar.
I heard that. I heard some wonderful things about Herron, you know.
Herron, in my eyes and in my heart, damn, I want to cry on that one. My big homie was one of him, Big Rick, from Rolling 60s. It's 2 Crips that was well loved and real respected. But when it came to Compton, the dudes whose names you got, they didn't lead by mouth. They led by examples. They led by examples. You might hear some fictitious ass shit about dudes that be in positions like this. And most people that try to spread that negative shit on people like Ant, Herron, Suma, Marcellus, dudes in that category, not these, my homies personally. When you hear people trying to speak negative on them, they're going by a hater. They're going based on what a hater is saying. That ain't never been on the yard with them, probably couldn't shake their hands and probably couldn't be in a huddle with them. I'm gonna keep it 100. But being that I knew them from the streets, it was an honor as well as a pleasure because they impacted my cripping. It's because of them, I say Compton is the epitome of cripping, right? And some people don't get that. And all of them stood on their blackness. They demanded respect with their blackness. You understand what I'm saying? They showed you how to become a gangster and stop being a gangbanger. You understand what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people misconstrued about gangbanging. It comes to a point in your life. Gangbanging supposed to stop when you 18. But if you end up in prison, that's all you know how to do. If you've ever been to juvenile hall or why, all you know how to do is gangbang. You claim your neighborhood. But when you hit them prisons and you hit that level 4 yard, you're in a world of unknown capable. That Star Trek shit, right? A dimension that you ain't know.
Right?
Yeah, it's consequences. And I can say this. They didn't show favoritism chose weakness. They showed favoritism chose soldierism. But if a soldier was wrong, speaking as in myself, if I'd have did anything wrong, whatever the DP would have called for, trust and believe me, all them that just on your thing, Marcellus and them, all them wouldn't have had no problem. Well, they didn't talk to me. Well, you know you got it coming. You know what you did. You know what happened when you got it coming.
Don't get your issue, man.
Get your issue and keep it pushing. That don't mean you go to the other side. It's consequences with fucked up actions, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I pat my game behind them dudes right there, Cubes, Russell Capers, Bigger Scory. I'm Little Scory. My relationship with Aunt Suma and Marcellus and Herron, the big homie, rest in peace, it went past cricket. You understand what I'm saying? You got to grow. Your relationship don't supposed to get stuck at cricket. Your love for somebody don't supposed to just get stuck at what you represent. It's supposed to go past that. That's my relationship with you. I don't say cuz to you on the phone. I say that when I be angry. That's about the only time you'll hear me really say cuz. Oh, fuck that cuz. It goes past that. You establish a bromance relationship with your real loved ones, even on the streets. And I can honestly say this, man. Marcellus and Herron and Suma, they never called a bad shot on no Compton Crip. The Compton Crip might have called a bad shot on itself. They just validated your stupidity if you did some stupid shit. They wouldn't have validated it if they wouldn't have called the shot on you. But when you do stupid shit, stupid consequences come with stupid shit. But when you doing the right shit, them the dudes that's gonna go to bat for you and let a person know. No, it ain't going down. You can't do nothing to them. And that's what they don't know. See, like Herron, man, my first time in juvenile hall at the age of 12. First Crip I run into from Compton. First time in the county jail, Big Herron. First time in the county jail in 78, 18. Next door to Herron. He braided my hair, gave me my blue rag, and let the cripping commence, baby. You understand what I'm saying? I never forget, man. I was in Wayside. Herron was in another dorm. He come in the dorm. I'm down from court. This dude don't know I'm down from court. Herron on his way back to the pen and shit, right? On a violation. He see me. Little homie, I got something for you. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna see if I can get it out the dorm, send it through the trustee. And a dude named Red, a non-affiliated dude, player dude off the west side of LA. He said, man, that's a shot caller you talking to. He don't even know I'm from Compton. He just saying this because me and him playing poker in the dorm chasing money. I said, yeah, what? He said, yeah, shot caller. I said, yeah, I know, that's about Big O. And based on him saying that, He already fucking with me, right, Melly Mill? But everything changed about on how he get at me. It ain't the jokey joke shit no more. It ain't the player shit. It's like, nah, if I get at this little motherfucker the wrong way, his big homie, like, you know. But what he didn't know was I got rank in the pen now, based on what Herron got under. You feel me? And me and Red got real tight. But them is all them brothers, Marcellus, Herron, let them rest in peace, Suma and Big Ant, they earned the title for me as calling them my big homie. Now, you hear a lot of people say they ain't got big homies. I'm 62 years old, gonna be 63 in a month and a half. I got big homies, because that's the title earned and not just given. And all of them earned that title of being called my big homie. You understand what I'm saying? And some dudes don't know what a big homie. Are they triple OGs? Not in my book. Only triple OG is Raymond Washington. Only double OG is Raymond Washington. I got this from one of my big homies we talking about. Big Ed said the only OG Crip is Raymond Washington. You understand what I'm saying? And them dudes, they taught me a lot, Melly Mill. They taught me how to conduct myself in prison, what not to do, and how to respond when it's time to respond.
Yes, sir.
Get off where you get mad at, and always stay down for what you believe in. Don't never let no Ant told me this. Soldiers don't be told to go on a mission. A soldier already know what he got to do in prison. Just yes, like sir. Ain't nobody ever sent me on a mission on the streets or in prison. I already knew as a game banker what to do and what not to do, when to respond and when not to respond.
I'm glad a lot of people put it that way too, Bam, because let me interject for a moment. Because Turtle automatically knew what to do in regards to those 4 individuals that you just named. He automatically knew what to do and didn't hesitate to do it.
Man, and see, Turtle, now when it comes to the homie Turtle, I love Turtle, Kenneth Johnson, man. Listen to me. Turtle was in a category by itself.
Explain.
It ain't gonna never. Turtle loved Crip. Turtle was like a Herron. Everybody in prison had love for Turtle. Some people wanted to be his friend because he had money. But Turtle wasn't no damn fool with his money. He gonna look out for those that's loyal. Not just to him, but to the last name of Crip. And he was loyal to that. And when I say he was gonna look out, if you was on the yard with Turtle and you had a girl in your life and she ain't had no way up there, trust and believe, Lisa going to get her. If Turtle like you, Lisa going to get her. She gonna come up in that business room. I done seen Turtle go to the store like Big Herron, Suma on them. And what you need, what you want. Don't tell me what you want, what you need. I got you. There, do it. I'm telling you, when I caught my high one, Turtle give me a broad and 500 and sent me a package, and he only lived 45 days when he went home, but sent me a package. And if he'd have lived, I'd have came home sooner, because that's one thing he told me. He say, man, I'm gonna try to get you home. I'm gonna get you a turn. That dude Turtle wrote me from San Quentin in the shoe on a blank blue piece of paper. I kept that letter for damn near 2 years till the police took that motherfucker, because I just had it laying on my motherfucking thing. I used to periodically take it out the envelope my ex-bro Coco sent it to. And Turtle, we corresponded with each other. And what I found out about Turtle when we were cellies, Turtle admired my intellect. He admired my leadership abilities, right? And I don't want nobody to take this wrong way. When me and Turtle was cellies, we had CC Riders, and CC Riders that started beefing. So Turtle and me came up with a concept with the Compton Syndicate. We wanted the Compton Syndicate in Compton. We wanted to bring that CC Rider like it was meant to be. We all together, and we don't supposed to be squabbling. And he was willing to sponsor every hood with a sack. So that was really gonna take a lot from him if he'd have sponsored every hood with a sack. And people don't know that about him. A lot of people thought he was just generous to the tenants. Turtle was generous towards a whole lot of key ways, and not just Compton Crips. Turtle was genuine towards a whole lot of Crips, man.
And that's why we could say it was not only a social and political and economical, we could say a structure. The whole structure itself became a political and economical and social structure. Am I correct in that? Based on these you said?
You're absolutely right. And that's this. Watch this. You're 100% right, Melly Mill. And one of the biggest impacts that should have happened with CCO was a lot of Crips that had the biggest sacks on the streets should have started sponsoring CCO. If they'd have started sponsoring CCO behind the walls, CCOs would have been on the level as the Emmy, the BGLs, and we would have lasted longer. Financial structures keep things intact sometimes, and people don't get it. Did homies look out for people from sections? Hell yeah. You had a whole lot. You had rich Crips and rich Bloods from them. Every hood got at least 5 millionaires, worth more than $1 million now. Did they look out for their whole hood when they went to jail, or the whole city they represent? Nah. And if they would have did that, it wouldn't be this much tribalism within the Crips collective. It wouldn't be this much tribalism in the Damoos collective. To see, CCOs wasn't the only revolutionary philosopher in prison. I ain't talking about BGFs, I'm just talking about gang members. BL was revolutionary. They was into their blackness. Once a lot of the Damoos that was bloodline hit them level 4s, they started thinking as a black man. They started thinking as a black man that I'm black before anything, but I'm a Damu. And people, everybody, every Crip in blood that wasn't up under that seen us, seen the way the concept that we had in the philosophy and sociology things that we was doing, they didn't know how to embrace that. But I just said it on my live though. These same dudes, right? These same dudes, if you need to, Melly Mill, these same dudes said CCOs was BGLs, but these same dudes now speak Swahili. They say they for their blackness and got Swahili names. So CCOs, they were substandard. So CCOs was so much like BGLs. Why all these Crips in the penitentiary and that went to the pen and came to the streets got the same philosophy and concept that CCOs had? They became black conscious. Say it again, Melly Bill said it. I like that, man. The streets ain't made for everybody. That's why they got sidewalks, man. A lot of people don't know that. And when you look at people like Marcellus, Ant, Suma, and Big Herron, they carry, in my eyes, they carried their position well. Just what people don't get either, Melly Mill. Shot callers don't make themselves shot callers. They peers appoint them as shot callers.
Yes.
Now, that ain't saying you need somebody to tell you what to do. That's just saying he qualified to be a leader.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? He's qualified. He got the qualifications to be what I don't know how to be. Will I become like them later on in the game? Bam became like them. I became qualified to be a leader. I became qualified to be a thinker. And as I stated on my live, and I had told you, we gave, all us went to the pen, Melly Mel, basically as young men. Not grown men, young men, right? And that was too much power for a young man. Because we didn't know how to stop being sidetracked by the haters. See, a grown man should not be sidetracked. A young man can be sidetracked, but a grown man shouldn't be sidetracked. And Suma and them was not, and Marcellus and them, they was not sidetracked. Yet they went in so young as I did, just too much power fell upon their shoulders. You understand what I'm saying? And those, I say that about Cubes and Scurry, all of them. You feel me? This the cold part. You and these dudes get on these lives. I ain't got no big homie. Ain't nobody tell me what to do. But as soon as they get caught up in something in prison, they get to write the dudes we talking about. Hey man, Bam down here tripping on me, man. Hey, can you get that Bam? Wait a minute, I thought you didn't need no, you ain't got no shot callers. You ain't got no big homies. You feel what I'm saying? So
and that's how you gotta know when something is, you gotta know the difference when something is driven by desire or something is driven by significant transformative change. See, you guys are introducing transformative change to a culture that needed guidance, that needed direction. And the way you guys applied it was phenomenal. But I also want to ask you this thing. How did you develop your relationship with LB, being that he was from the other side, being that he had became a BGF? How did you develop that? What was that approach?
Hey, I'm going to keep it 100, right? I didn't never think me and LB can be friends. LB took something from me. He took something from Compton Crip. And it just so happened we end up on the same yard. And I went and introduced myself. And the first thing he asked me, he say, man, do you know the bully? I'm like, yeah, that's the big homie. And when I said that, I ain't looking at no old man. I'm looking at a young dude in an old man's body, still with the business, staying ready. He ain't got to get ready. And from that very first day of communicating, we communicated with each other every day. He gave me literature, and he earned the title of me calling him my big homie. Because I had already knew.
What you guys on, Bam?
We was in Old Folsom. I was one of the dudes, man, always telling LB he gonna get a date. I said, man, you gonna get a date. You gonna get a date. Motherfuckers, you saw, he used to tell me, man, motherfucker done dropped a kite already. Seemed like every time he was getting ready to go to board, somebody had dropped a kite on him, right? But LB is a warrior, not a soldier. And it's a whole lot of warriors, Crips and Damoos in the penitentiary. And it's more soldiers than warriors. It's a special type of qualification to be a warrior. And that's what Suma name means. That's why he's warrior. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a soldier, Melly Mill. These dudes we talking about right now, I played with Kisus, but I wouldn't go at them with no Kisu shit. They might take that motherfucker. I ain't no scary motherfucker. But they know how to conduct their business. Them dudes, all of them, from the Damoos I can talk about to the Keyways. We talking about LB, J Nate. You understand what I'm saying? Them brothers, my big homies, cute, all of them. Them dudes is warriors. They knew how to conduct themselves. You understand what I'm saying? You couldn't take them down unless the gun take them down. If the gun don't take them down, they gonna stay squabbling. They gonna stay with the business. You understand what I'm saying? Have I ever seen any of them bully a person? Nah. You hear people say they was bullies. I ain't never seen them bully nobody. Have I ever seen them talk crazy to somebody? Yeah and nay. It's on Melly Mel if he lets somebody talk crazy to him, not on the person that's talking crazy to you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what people don't get in regards to Amari, which means firm. That's Big Ant. A lot of Compton Crips didn't want to go around Big Ant because Big Ant gonna hold you on the expectations you got of yourself and what you be coming out your mouth. See, Big Ant, what was one of the big homies, if you up in that huddle, yeah, man, I can't wait to see Melly Mel, it's on. Well, when Melly Mel hit the yard, Big Ant gonna be like, where the on at? You need to get to that on. Because if you don't get to that on, you feel, that's why a lot of people was mad and hated on Ant, because Ant, I learned that a long time ago. Don't be woofing, saying what you'll do to somebody, then when it's time for you to do it, you don't do it. Big Ant looked down at that shit. Marcellus looked down, Suma looked down, Herron looked down at it. So, hey, shit, when I went around dudes like that, them, I was quiet as a motherfucker. I ain't never want to say the wrong motherfucking thing. I ain't want to put myself on a pedestal that I couldn't fulfill. And a lot of people put themselves on that. You get a lot of these dudes, man, they talk that level 4 shit, Melly Mel. They didn't hit old folks until you hit old folks. Old folks became a level 2. And that's when they hit old folks. And the walls would have started talking, a lot of them would have left. They'd have left that motherfucker while I was a level 2. That's the only.
It was a creepy place, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, watch this, man. Have his own cemetery and all that, right? And you're gonna want to press some plates, they can send you right there. But it's a lot of dudes be saying they on them level 4.
Ant was like his father.
Raised me 20 years. Listen to me. That's my big brother. That ain't just my big homie. That's all them Compton Crips me and Melly Mel talking about. Them was my big brothers, man. They knew me from the very first day of the blue rag getting put in my pocket because I hung in Nutty. That was like my second home. You understand what I'm saying? And I wanted to be like them. I buffed iron because I wanted to be big like Ant. You feel what I'm saying? And Michael Stone. They was in there, they had sides. My back fucked up now because I wanted to do a whole lot of burpees because Sumo used to do a whole lot of burpees. You understand what I'm saying? And Marcellus had a squabble. He had sides. So I wanted to be like my big homies until I went to that shoe. And I found out that buffing iron is just it's physical muscles. I wanted to build my mental. Mentally, I want to be able to outthink my opponent. You understand what I'm saying? Compton, as well as Coasters, neighborhood sets, 60s, Watts. Some nice, profound leaders came from these sets, as well as the Damu sets. Sometimes they're not giving their due, though. I'm not going to belittle. Was Big Tookie a warrior in his own way? In his own way. I wasn't on death row with Big Tookie, but in his own way, Tookie was a warrior. He was a warrior. I'm not Warren Melly Mel to belittle my big homies, homie. None of them. Because that, like I always say, that's a title earned, not given. So every Crip that was older than me ain't my big homie. That's the title earned. Big homie don't come because you old. You can be a 50 and be a big homie. It's about how you conduct yourself. Him, Sumo, Gangster, BG, and Mike Stone, D from Great, Fast Fred from Projects, Scrunch, Lala, Flux, Zebo. All right. I got you. I hear you. I hear you. I know Fast Fred, Didi from Great. Didi was in Solidad with me. Michael Stone, my big homie. BG Ben, my little homie. I done gave him a whole lot of game. That's the little homie though. You feel me?
Shout out to Marlena Williams, Postmaster General in the house.
How you doing, Marlena? But let's listen to me, Melly Mel. Them was some solid brothers, man, that they set the standards for the Compton Crips. And if it wasn't for Aunt Malone, personally, a lot of Compton Crips couldn't walk the main lines. Ant set a standard for us on how to, he was with it.
And that was the purpose. That was the purpose of me getting you on here and talk about that, because they did set a standard. Like I say, they made a softer palate for dudes that came behind them. The ones that when they got in there, it was cracking.
Say it again, man. And dudes don't get that. See, Marcellus went to the pen early, man. Suma on them. They went up in there, Ant them, Herron them. They went in there in 78, 77, 76. Watch this. When Crips, wasn't a whole lot of Crips in prison. And they remained the Crips. They remained the Crips. You understand what I'm saying? You know, Tony Stakes, Hoover Line. I know all of them, brother. I know all of them. You understand what I'm saying? But them dudes, Herron and Suma and Marcellus, they set a higher standard for us. Keely Welch, Hooter, and Marcellus and Suma and them, all them was in Solidad, right? They set a high standards on how Compton Crips should conduct themselves. Did some fall short? Yeah. But they redeemed, some of them redeemed themselves and some didn't. Right?
Bam. Couldn't know anybody just get in though.
Oh, hell no. Watch this, man. This is what I remember one time, man. I had words with another one of my comrades, right?
Shout out to Tracy Bass.
And this dude, he writes somebody. Unbehold to him, he write Bawana. Bawana is Reese Cup, talking about me. And Sumo wrote him. Because Reese Cup got his Sumo. So Sumo get that dude. And Sumo tell him, he said, don't let my ink do the writing, don't do the talking for me. But basically saying, you ain't got nothing to say on how he conducting himself. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. In a minute, your name might be in the hat. Because it was on some power struggle.
What does that mean, man? When your name is in the hat, what does that mean?
Your ass gonna get an issue. You're gonna get busted on, right? And me and dude, after we discussed it, I played naive like I ain't never knew Sumo wrote him and none of this, right? That he didn't write up there. And he thought he can say something about Lil Scar and got his bubble busted. See, this was Suma always taught me when they gave me Tracy. You run that yard the way you see fit. And I ran that yard the way I seen them run their yards. I always, watch this. Redbird asked me today, he said, man, would you just call a hit on somebody to call it? I said, I could in Tracy. I said, but if it was serious, spare the moment, I got to handle it right then, I would. I said, but I got to make sure all my T's is crossed and all my I's is dotted. Because if I make any fatal mistake like making it personal, I would become the next victim. So I never put myself in a situation like that. If I was uncertain about something, I wrote. I watched this. Herron and JJ was in the county fighting their case. I used to write Herron in high power. Hey, man, check this out. I remember one time I wrote Herron in high power, and I was contemplating on having somebody dead, right? and Herron kept it 100. Yeah, you got to get that and Suma. I'm in the county jail. Get at a squirry now. I'm in the county jail. Now, if I was there, hey, have it your way. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, he telling me this. He ain't trying to get two birds fucked off with one stone. If dude is wrong, write them and tell them. And let it come from the Central Committee. All right. He had me put my thinking cap on, man. Because I was making it personal with this dude. This dude felt because he was a homie that he can just continue doing what he was doing, knowing it was disrespectful. No, man, you can't do this. I'm tired of giving you warnings. This dude used to sit up in my face and tell me, man, we from Compton. You ain't gonna call no hit on me, Bam. What? The fuck you say? You put my life at risk with this shit. Stop doing what you doing, homie. I can't show no favoritism. Other people is coming at me about your behavior. And two of the homies that wasn't CCO told dude. They was from Compton too. Mad Dutch and Junior Session.
There you go. Cool.
So, shout to Marcellus, my folks. I'm from East Oakland. Learned a lot from Seth. He still have his letters of encouragement. That's what I'm talking about, Kumi. Kumiism. Mousy Brown folks, man. Listen to me.
I knew Mousy Brown.
Huh?
Mousy Brown gave me literature when I first hit Old Folsom.
Yeah, watch this, man. Mousy used to be drama. Mousy used to be drama. Stepped back and created Kumi. When the Blue Notes tried to bust on me, Mousy Brown wanted to put Usalam on me. He said, oh, no, it ain't gonna go there. I said, no, man. That's why CCOs and Blue Notes beef. They think we BGFs. I don't need no help. Give me a knife. Just give me a key suit. That's the only help I need. You understand what I'm saying? And watch this, man. If you think I'm lying, me and him was in New Folsom together. I introduced him to Poo-Poo in the business room. Poo-Poo said, if I ever come to this penitentiary and see you in them tight ass pants like that, I'm gonna cut your ass out. I said, you ain't ever got to worry about that. That guy on 60 to Life has spoken highly on Herron. Without a doubt, man. You ain't gonna never hear nothing low about Big H, baby. Not about my home. And if you do, it's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? But Mousy, man. And
yeah, I don't heard you, Rockhead, Marcellus, Suma, all you guys spoke real in high regard Herron.
Oh, that's the big homie, man. Watch this. 48 took off on the police because of Herron. Well, the day they did that, the 48, the Crips took off on the police behind Herron in 4800.
Oh, is that right?
Well, they did that for any other Crip, yay and nay. So when I first go down to the county and they put me in high power with Herron, the first thing that came out the police mouth was, we don't want no CCOs in 4800 because y'all be wanting to fight the police. That played a role. And when I get to high power, I'm on the road, me, Marston, Sugar Bear, C-Dub, Buddy Miles, JJ from Great, Buddy
6'9".
Yeah. And JJ from Great, and Herron sent me a kite. He said, I knew they was gonna put you over here. Motherfuckers don't want you up in there. See, this is what people don't tell you either. A lot of motherfuckers didn't want CCOs coming through 4800. I didn't have enough time to get at Gangster and Marcellus to say, I hope they don't take me. Gangster bought me some blue suede Adidas. Marcellus gave me a gang of candy and some money. As soon as I go see OSS, that motherfucker would say, man, you down from the pen. He had pictures of me, knew my Swahili name and everything. I went straight to 1750. We don't want
what's 1750, Bam? Explain what 1750 is.
That's high power the county jail. right? And it was word that I posed that came down, and they thought I was gonna move on somebody for Tony Stacy. Tony Stacy was my comrade. Tony used to be CCO, right? Hey, check, man, I ain't down here on no motherfucking mission. I'm down there to get some money. I had a motherfucker get me called down to get me some money, get some shoes to take back to the penitentiary, shoes that we couldn't get in packages. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I went straight to high power, man. Went straight to high power. Then when I come back down again, OSS changed. I started going in 4800. The police was afraid of allowing CCOs in 4800 based on we can organize. And if we organized, they knew who the enemy would be. CCOs would have stopped all the bullshit in 4800. What's that? Monster Cody wrote the book while he was in the cell with Big Ant. No, he didn't, man. No, he didn't. Monster Cody wrote that book while he was in San Quentin. Monster Cody wrote that book while he was in San Quentin, and a Muslim and a Damu helped him write that book. Shouts out to the big homies, Sugar Bear and Buddy Miles, much love. But listen to me. Cody was a very intelligent brother. I hope I ain't changing tracks, Melly Mill.
No.
Cody,
what you do?
Sadiki was a very intelligent brother. If it wasn't for Monster Cody, a whole lot of gangbangers couldn't get a book published. That's first gangbang got a book published out of LA, right? And then Tookie. And we must learn from their mistakes that when we put in positions where we can really help our community, we can't lose focus on the community. We're gonna lose focus on the community if we get put in a position where we can help the community. If we start focusing on self, we're gonna lose focus. And that's what happened to my comrade Monster Cody, right? He lost focus on the community and he paid the focus on himself. And we lost a terrible soldier. You understand what I'm saying? Cody came to the pen when he was a kid. And he stripped his street cred, kept the cheat off of him. Kadogo is the one put him under CCO. Whiskey. Him and Whiskey was tight. You understand what I'm saying? We got to learn from brothers like Tookie and Raymond them and Salty and Mac them. We got to learn from their mistakes. If you don't learn from their mistakes, what you represent is dead already. Why you think it's so fucked up out here with gangbang? Because ain't nobody learning from their mistakes. See, when Raymond and Mac them ran this ship, Crips wasn't killing Crips. You understand what I'm saying? That was unheard of. You might see a Crip and a Crip fight, but they wasn't killing each other. So that means we got caught up in individuality of Cripping, just your neighborhood. And that ain't how Cripping supposed to mean. Crips is, listen to me, I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, man. Every gang after the Slausons, the Avenues, and the businessmen is a branch off the Panthers tree. Where do you think the concept of wanting to be a part of come from in Cali? The Panthers, man. The Slausons, the businessmen, the Avenues, the Gladiators, and a lot of them older brothers became Panthers and went to prison and became BGFs. So we all of a branch of the Panthers tree, and they don't see that. Gangs was meant to be revolutionaries. We was meant to serve and to protect our community, but instead we gave disfavors. We did this fucked up shit and tore up the community. Yet you get people that tap into my show and say, you got regular niggas and you got irregular niggas. You feel what I'm saying? For the life of me, I don't understand that, right? But people, so, and I said this though, Melly Mill, me and you the same age. I wasn't a part of the 92 riot. I was in prison. I wasn't a part of the 65 riot. I was too young. There wasn't gang members looting at 65 and burning up the community. So it was them the regular niggas that did that?
No,
so tell me who else played. You feel me? We all played a role in the destruction.
Montague saying, burn, baby, burn on the radio.
Burn. Listen to me, man. I remember coming out the house and we'd leave Compton and go to LA. Man, we was like Mohindas. My family, we was all camped at one spot. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of older homies was BGF's affiliates and even had the dragon on them, bam. Hey, check this out. You tell me what homie from Compton or from LA that was a trip that had a dragon on them. That had a dragon on them, and I'm going to co-sign that. I ain't never seen no Compton trip with a dragon on them. Not one of my big homies. And I was going to get the blue dragon. A dragon put on me saying the blue dragon. And Herron said, no, that's a no. What's up, big homie? What you mean? He said, because to get that, it's going to make people believe what they already seen. So I never got it. I never got it. See, I ain't one. I respect what you're saying, Mr. Cooper, but I ain't never been one to go by what other people said or do. What about the party? What party? The Panther Party? Is that the party you talking about, Melly Mill?
I don't know, man. I just saw it, put it up there. I think he's trying to have a conversation with you, but at the same time, he got some misinformation. Even I know that, and I wasn't there.
And this the cold part. Asking questions make you intelligent. To not ask them make you a dummy, right? And most people tend to go by third-party information. Third parties see shifts and third parties create problems, right?
I think he's talking about the secret party, Bam.
All right, well, watch this. I don't know nothing about no secret party.
That's right.
You feel me? Watch this. CCO had the Central Committee and the Subcommittee. Central Committee consisted of the generals. Subcommittee consisted of the rank and file. I was on the Subcommittee. I was on the Subcommittee. I wasn't on the Central Committee. Somebody just asked me on my live. He say, Rockhead say, when you CCO, you ain't from your hood no more. That might have been how my homeboy Rockhead felt. Bam ain't never said he wasn't from front hood. You understand what I'm saying? I was always from front. Whenever somebody asked me something, I told them that. Hey, where you from? I'm from Compton front hood 12. I ain't never, watch this, Melly Mill. I ain't never told nobody in prison I was CCO. They figured that out based on. Redbird asked me this morning. He said, how did you know another CCO without telling him you were CCO? I said, we had a signal to give. Now, I ain't gonna tell a signal on this, but it was a signal. We didn't. So people started doing you a CCO based on who you ran with in prison, right? If it was a secret party when it came to Crips in the penitentiary, it was the secret party was the haters. That was the secret party. It was the haters. It was the haters.
Simple as
Nothing
that,
wrong
man.
with it. Huh?
Simple as that. The haters.
What was that? The secret party was the manipulators that spread propaganda. Well, watch this, man. I want to know how you can read a constitution and you ain't up under nothing. Because if somebody lets you read the CCO Constitution and you wasn't CCO, well, he got an issue coming. What you doing reading this paper? This ain't literature. That's secret. This is for us. CCO wasn't against Crip. CCO wasn't a gang. CCO was a structure.
Man, what was the strength of the CCO? Crip itself?
Strength itself. Strength itself. Let me share. I just shared this on my live, man. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want nobody to think I'm putting 100 on it. The Emmy respected CCOs. So when you hear these dudes say that Mahindas was smashing people, no, they respected CCOs, partner. They respected our strength, they respected the structure, and they respected us handling our business. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it without even putting the CCO title on it. If it wasn't for Crips, especially CCOs, and not just everybody, when they looked at Crips, they didn't think, they knew everybody was CCO. But when the war started getting memorized, however you say the goddamn word, Melly Bill. Anyway, when shit started being cool, a lot of people felt that was because of CCO. Because we was doing what they was doing. Oh, you want to bust on the motherfucker while he cuffed? We'll bust on you too while you cuffed. We good. We watch this. We knew we was trained in guerrilla warfare. We knew how to make spears. We knew how to make bombs. We knew how to make blow darts and all that, strip guns. We knew how to do all that. You understand what I'm saying? I used to make bombs in Soledad Hole and throw them on the tier just to get the tier quiet.
Tell them why they took matches out the prison, man. Why did they take? Remember they said matches, right?
Because we was making bombs with the matches. You take the matches. That's gunpowder. Why they took the hot pots? Because we was gassing our enemies and the police. Why they took baby oil off the level 4s? Because you boil your baby oil and throw it on a motherfucker. Mix a little magic shade with it. He gonna scream like a cat, and his skin, soon as he do this, he licking his skin off of him. I was good with the gas in the motherfucker. I was good. I was half-ass decent with my spear game because I was taught that by some of the best in the Crip collective. Watch this, man. I'm going to give Blue Notes this too. I'm going to give UBNs this. I'm going to give Bloodlines this. We wasn't just gang banging, man. We had political science being taught on them shoe yards. We was learning our history. We was reading in the shoe. It wasn't all about violence. We was up in there reading. We was studying. It was like you was in the military. The shoe was your training ground, man. That's where all the drama was at back in the day, Melly Mill, in Old Folsom shoe and in San Quentin shoe. Man, listen to me, man. Half of these dudes be saying they was on them 4 yards, wasn't on them 4 yards, man. They couldn't walk a mile on that 4, man. Motherfuckers was scared to be on that 4, man. They'd have heard Melly Mel was up there, they'd been doing this. What's Melly Mel's real name? I need to use Melly Mel for an enemy. I ain't going up there. Listen to me, man. You know, Marcellus say learned everything from Jama. Couldn't reform because he was a Kiwi. Watch this. And that's true. The same literature they read, we read. I learned a few things from LB, Catfish, Baruch, Big Juan, Roche McGee, John Clouchet. I learned a few things from them brothers. That's why I never got hit in prison. I was a better student than a leader. That's why I led half-ass good. And I'm keeping it 100. I never misled nobody. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Do you still get your flowers if you
don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about that. I put him on timeout.
Yeah, that might be a goddamn troll.
I put him on timeout. He know better. He know better to ask that question.
Yeah. We'll fuck around. We'll be on something. You feel me? This the cold part too. Just on that though, Melly Mill. Some people ask some of the weirdest questions and being disrespectful by asking them weird questions, right? I have no respect for anybody going to the other side unless he was a lifer, and that was the only way he can go home. And they did not have to do no debriefing. The board just simply say, if you want to show us you don't gang bang, go to the other side, right? Because if a motherfucker was CCO and he went to the other side, trust and believe me, Suma and the Scurry now would have been in the shoe, Bam and Whiskey would have been in the shoe, and a whole lot of other Crips would have been in the shoe if they did some debriefing. Trust that. Come on, Melly Mill, we've been in here. I would throw some more questions at me. Throw some more questions at me.
Okay, man. I like how you was explaining because you break it down so well, you know what I mean? It just, it's phenomenal. But what was the friendship or the relationship between those four individuals we talked about? What was their bond like?
And they was like brothers, man. They was like brothers. They was like brothers. When CCO disbanded, didn't nobody dismantle us. When CCO's disbanded, people was wondering if Sumo and Big Ant was still pushing CCO on the under, as well as Bigger Scar. Big Herron told him, you ain't a motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing to Ant Sumo. So now they think they can have a Scar. Herron saying you can't do nothing to him either. You understand what I'm saying? Because they knew the relationship Sumo had with him. I think brothers got the snitching thing misconstrued. Why you say that, Cold Cut? No, but listen to me, Melly Mill. CCO is needed today when it comes to crippling. The structure of CCO is needed today when it comes to crippling. The structure of CCO can bring peace on the streets when it comes to crippling and the blackness. The structure of that can make peace. It never came to the streets because of the haters hated on CCO so much. It made people afraid of us, hate us.
There's been a lot of gossip on the internet, telling on the internet.
There's been a lot of gossip about telling on the internet. Shit, man, telling ain't gonna never, watch this. Telling gonna outlive everything, man. You know what I mean? Shit. So, watch this. Melly Mill got the best t-shirt on in America right now. Streets wasn't built for everybody. That's why they made sidewalks. The ones that can't walk in the middle of the streets no more, hang in them, they get on the sidewalk and they do what they do on the sidewalk, they tell. Because they can't handle this concrete jungle. The streets is defeated, man, undefeated. And people don't get that.
At this time, Bam, I want to, what's good with you, Jose? I want to acknowledge one of the comrades was C-Dog. He rest in peace, man. I don't know all the particulars yet, but you was on the yard with C-Dog, right?
Yeah, him and my little brother was in Calipatria together too. I think C-Dog on that picture with Eds that you got with him in Calipatria. I think he on that picture. When it say C-Dog, I think that's him. That's my little homie. Watch this. That C-Dog and Marlena cousin was like this. Black Tony. They was tight. C-Dog could have played pro baseball, man. Them Celestines was down with that ball. They was down with that baseball.
Shout out to Chris Shaw, Fat Boy. What's good with you, champ?
You feel me? I'm gonna miss him, man. Chris Shaw, Fat Boy. What's up, baby? What's the word? G. Bam and Nelly Mail. What's the word, man? Thunderbird asked me the price. Oh, you know the price. Shit. You know, you ain't got to ask, right? But yeah, man, black folks is in need for a structure on the streets for the gangs can have peace. Just like they have structure in the penitentiary, it's needed. Structure is what keeps things balanced. And I learned that from Suma and Herron and Marcellus and Suma. And if people don't, as well as other dudes, if people don't grasp that, it's going to always be chaos and violence running amok in society.
I saw Red Supreme today do a bit. I think he did it today or yesterday or something. And he made mention of you. And he also talked about how people that's on the outside want to, in other states, try to place themselves in LA politics or what goes on in LA. And I think he pretty much formed it up well, because we don't look at other states ourselves. You know, other states tend to look at what we do over here, and then they try to figure how they fit into the equation. What was your thoughts about what Red Supreme said today on his video, Bam? Red Supreme, shout out to Red Supreme out of Chicago.
I commend that brother, because he said what I've been saying. Chicago business ain't Bam business. It's my business dealing with blackness, but it's not my business to speak on folks or people that ain't folks, right?
Send me a message. Hold on, Bam. Send me a message in the Dahoodpostman on Instagram. The Dahoodpostman on Instagram, and me and Bam will tap in with you.
You definitely can get us on there. OG Cafe. What's that? I got to check that. Who's that?
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't speak on outsiders' form of gang banging, whatever the fuck they got going on. That ain't my business. Now, if they was Crips, I speak on Crip. If they Damoos, I would speak on that, because this is where it's founded at. But when you have a lot of dudes that all they speak on is LA gang members, somebody did something to them. Some form, shape, or fashion, they hate us so much, and they only believe what they see negative on the social media. They don't go by facts. This is facts. This ain't 100%.
For that correction, Aldridge say he's from the 20s. I thought he was speaking like he was out of Chicago. Oh, okay, good enough.
From the Stones, that Zigzag homeboy. All right, that Zigzag homeboy. Zigzag was in the pen with me. I thought he was from New York.
Yeah, he from my boy Geek. My boy Geek, Gerald Hunter is out the Biddy. They call it the Biddy Stone.
Yeah, but a lot of dudes out of state get in LA business on some hater shit.
Thank you, Marlena.
And they haterism sometimes, 75% of the time, can create problems in LA. Problems that we want to solve, and they perpetuating the problem with their rhetoric, right? Yet they do this. Oh, it's content. I can speak on it. It's content.
Oh, shout out to Cartoon. That's who it is. I know who it is now, Bill.
Who?
OG Cafe TV.
All right.
Cartoon. I know who it is.
That's his channel, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out before I go to sleep. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what people don't seem to get. Stick to trying to solve the problems in your community, and let us stick to trying to solve the problems in our community, and we all come together on the common ground, because we all got something in common. We're men and we're black. These brothers out of state that speak on LA politics is worse than them goddamn dropouts with these shows they got. Because all they do is throw shade at us, and they lie, and they pick people out like Bam. Oh, you need to listen. You like a grandfather. You don't supposed to be doing all this. I'm trying to do more positive than I ever did negative. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I say, a lot got speed, but the truth has endurance.
Man, say it again, man.
A
But
lot got speed, but the truth has endurance, man. But Hosea
most
4 and 5, 4 and 5, I believe, 4, 5, and 6 says that for the lack of knowledge, a people should perish. So we gotta get access to knowledge, man. We gotta follow those teachings that you were just explaining. How you guys would have a time where you would do study and get into the history and figure out the dynamics of our people and understand how we move. You know.
Hey, watch this, Melly Mill. I'ma say it best, man. And Boulevard said this to Black Tony one time. We was in Soledad and Boulevard was talking to Tony and telling Tony to order some books for him. All of them was black literature.
Black Tone?
Yeah. Now watch this, homie. Danny Mo's sister got at me when I came home. We on Stockwell, next door to Dog Mill spot. And Ronnie said, man, listen to what Linda said. She said, this nigga had me get a dictionary. This nigga smart than the motherfucker. I ain't never knew Sherwood was smart like that. What it was, homie, we became CCOs, every organization in prison. Every organization, not just CCOs, every organization in prison turned their prison term into a college term when it came mentally and academically. Everybody started reading things and it opened up their conscience, it opened up their mind. It took them outside of the box. We learned how to beat the system by turning our prison term into a college term, and people didn't get that. Some dudes, you got dudes, Melly Mill, my age and your age, that went to prison and still stuck in the 70s.
Yeah. Salute
to Black Tone for sure. Well, I kept getting $50 from Black Tone. Shit, he kept me in the cat G. Just that's my little old boy. We had Tony's birthday the same day, man. Shit, you know what I mean? But listen to me, man. And his uncle Mike, I love the shit out of Mike Williams. That's my boy. You feel what I'm saying? But listen to me. If it wasn't for Suma and Marcellus and Big Herron, I'd have been an old ass dude stuck in a time warp in prison. Was there any Long Beach Crips or Gardenias becoming CCOs of Blue Notes? Hell yeah, it was, brother. If they watch this, man, what you thought CCOs just for Compton in the 60s or Harlem's? No, man, this was a Crip collective. This wasn't just a Compton and watching 60s and Hoover's collective. That was a family, man. That was a structure. You just had to watch this. Some people couldn't pass the test or didn't have the heart to join collectives. I'm gonna keep it 100. You heard her say, yeah, my Uncle Mike, listen to me, man. That nigga wife, Shanika, she used to call me Dimples. That was her brother name, Dimples from the pocket. You feel me? You couldn't walk on the yard. Looking bummy, shorty, say it again, story time. We didn't play that dress like a bomb. You had to have your clothes had to be ready. When we said come out Crip ready, Bonnaroo up, listen to me, man. CCOs that stopped wearing, a lot of us wasn't wearing our shirts out our pants. We started tucking our shirts in our pants. Looking real, like real gangsters, revolutionaries, man.
High and tight.
You feel me? And people didn't get that. So I don't get it twisted. I don't knock keyways that wasn't CCOs and Blue Notes. I didn't knock down moves that wasn't UBNs and Bloodlines. What I knocked was anybody that wasn't for the change. And it was a time for a change. Compton Crip salute, shouts out to all the Compton Parus and all of the down moves. Without a doubt, man. This is something y'all need to understand about BAM too. I'm not biased when it comes to gangs. I'm gonna give these Damus they props. And every Damu that come out my mouth, I know personally, and I got a lot of love and respect for them. Come on with it. Throw some more up there, Millie Mill.
Bear, I'm on one. But Bear say, don't care.
Like to stay up. Gangster from Santana fed the whole car and led a gang of homies in the had a gang of homies in the vision room. No cut, just some conflict. And that's a good thing. That's what he's supposed. Watch this, man. Gangster learned from those that came before him. He knew the structure of old Crippin'. That's what that is. That's old Crippin', not new Crippin'. That's old Crippin'. That's that Raymond Washington Crippin'. That's that Salty Crippin'. That's that Mac Thomas Crippin'. That's that Tilky Crippin'. You understand what I'm saying? Tony Stacy did a spread like that for all the Crips and wrote pamphlets talking about the history of Crippin' in New Folsom. So that's old Crippin'. Watch this, man. Every motherfucker call himself an OG, blood or Crip. If he ain't enlightening his younger homies to the real, he ain't no real one himself. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't no real one himself. And when I say enlightening your homies, if you're a blood and you're a real OG, you supposed to lace a Crip about his blackness too. That's younger than you. That's being a reactionary. We don't need reactionary soldiers. We need soldiers that can think and don't act on impulses. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's wrong with the structure of Crippin' today and the structure of Crippism. We act on impulses.
Very impulsive.
You feel me? We caught up. Let me put it this way. Charleston White ain't no motherfucking Crip. I don't care what he done told y'all on YouTube. I don't care what the fuck he done told Lad. Bad, whatever that man name is.
Bland.
He was a motherfucker that turned Crip in jail for protection. Whenever somebody become a gang member in jail, they doing it for one reason only. Protection. Now, can you see yourself being led by a one-eyed bandit, already known to be a snitch? What he gonna lead you to? To the hole? After telling on you? No. See, anybody can get on here and say they're a shot caller. But it take a real man to tell you who the shot callers was. Yet you hear him say, I don't believe in leaders. You can't believe in leaders if you're a leader yourself.
Right, JS. We need to close the book on gangbanging. Just close the book, man. They ain't accepting no more new memberships. We close the book and it fades out.
You know, and that's what people, listen to me, man. You get dudes, even on Red Supreme Show, dudes say, I don't need no big homies. Can't nobody send me on no mission. Whoever told you your big homie supposed to send you on a mission? That ain't no big homie sending you on no mission. You already know the mission. You send yourself. Your big homie ain't got to send you. He gonna be the first one to tell you. I bet not hear nobody sending you on no mission. Terry Carter looked out for LB and Suge was a fool of promises never happened. And that might be true, DJ Vegas. Watch this, man.
Shout out to Cynthia Nunn. Let them know, Bam, she said.
What's up? Hey, check this out. That's my sister, man. That's my sister, man. That's my sister. Let me share this with you. Terry Carter was a genuine brother. When it come to that red side, Terry Carter was looking out for them real ones and probably looked out for some ones that wasn't real. Just like Turtle looked out for some real ones, but if Bam say, hey man, send this other dude some money, Turtle would do it. Hey man, I ain't never met Flint in my life. Turtle had Flint put an end on my books. You know what I'm saying? Had him put an end on my books.
Hey, Michelle.
Chuck is from Louisiana, Cusins from Arkansas. Craig Munson is from Arkansas. Okay, shit, my family from 90% of the people in LA originated from the South.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My family is from the South, but I was born and raised here.
Clarence Hoover, that's my dog. Clarence Hoover from Arkansas as well.
Yeah. That was one of my sellings. Watch this. That's who taught me the word missile. Clarence Hoover.
Clarence Hoover, Big Hoover.
He said, man, you write a missive every night. I said, I ain't writing no letter, big homie. He's sitting on the top bunk and through the dictionary, hit me in my head. He said, look up the word missive. I seen what it meant. Then I was going to put a stamp on the letter. He said, you better not write Frank on the letter. It's going to go out. That was mad Hoover, man. That was mad Hoover. That was mad Hoover, man. But listen to me, man. 95% of the people, 90% of the people from LA, mothers and fathers, is from the South. And a lot of us still got what they taught us in us. The problem is the mother, huh?
I said true.
And the problem is the ones in our generation who was born and raised forgot to give their kids what our parents gave us on how to love each other, how to respect each other. This generation, not all this generation, but some of this generation do not respect elders. And when I came up and you came up, Melly Mill, disrespecting somebody in the hood that was somebody's parents or elder in the neighborhood, that was a DP. Somebody was gonna get on you for that. And we're disrespecting them because we done made the community unsafe for them. Who was the name ringing the bell out of 6 Hill County? Hey man, when 6 Hill County started, I was in the penitentiary. But the name that was ringing the bell that I knew, and Kirk and Lebo and them, Junebug and them generation that was from 6 Hill, was Hitman, Larry Frazier, Hootie Hoo, and a few more of them over there. See, when I first started gang banging, man, 6 Hill was considered Mona. Then they came over 6 Hood. That's what that was. I ain't taking nothing from them.
That's right, man.
Come on. Well, I always keep it 100, Melly Mill. Ain't no disrespect. Most people misconstrue, you know, and I don't want nobody to misconstrue nothing. I want them to keep it fair and square. You understand what I'm saying? Misinformation will lead you down the wrong alley. The truth gonna make sure you don't go down the wrong alley. Right. And people don't get that. Larry Foster, I just seen his brother Anthony the other day. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't get that, man. We got to start as black folks. We got to start loving and appreciating each other. Instead of talking at each other, let's start talking to each other. Enough is enough. Huh?
I say that's it, Bam. You said it right.
Yeah,
what's up, Bam? Let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. We can do it again soon.
Oh, without a doubt, baby. Without a doubt.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you more, man. Thanks for having me on, brother. I'm finna eat me some more food. You know, I went and seen Equalizer over the weekend, so I'm finna watch it again, right? I got to see my boy Denzel be that one man. That's the only one man wrecking crew I know. He ain't Sylvester Stallone. He ain't the Transformer. He a black man handling his business. Watch this. And he ain't never handled his business at no brothers. Hey, watch the Equalizer, y'all. Until then, if ain't nobody told you they love you, always remember OG Bam love you. Hit that like and subscribe for the Hood Postman. Tap into my show, OG Bam, OG's perspective. Peace.
There it is there. Shout out to King Mike Mark. Shout out to Cold Cut Cynthia Nunn. Kiva. Shout out to Kiva. Quisley. Shout out to everybody that joined us. Michelle, Kiva. Everybody that jumped. Kilowatt, what's going on with you? Yeah. Man, shout out to DJ Vegas in the house. And definitely Michelle. And of course, Postmaster General Marlene. Shout out to everybody that joined us today. If you're sure to like this, be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first of the 15. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here and get the truth. Get on the bus and let us take you to school. With that being said, let's get up out of here, folks.
Perfect grind all the time, baby.
Yeah. Cali Finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. I leave bad man and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Freaks for the low.
Marlena Williams, go ahead and lock the door, because we are gone. The streets not made for everybody. That's why they created the sidewalk. Marlena Williams, lock the door, because we are gone.